about my favorite moment.
Oh, Kevin, can you hear me?
No, it's more kind of, after going through our list and everything, I realized we didn't really include Jay in much of it. And I kind of thought, it's kind of weird because, and then started thinking about, specific moments with Jay, and then the one that really, I was kind of really surprised. I'd forgotten it, and.
Well, I bet I know what it is.
Go ahead.
On a night
But that is, I'll be honest. Until I made that list, I didn't even start thinking about shit like that. But why I came up with that one and then why I posted it was because I was going through my Shane songs. I was going through my Shane songs.
Oh.
And somehow in the list, I kind of recommended for you on YouTube, there was Hall & Oates, and it just hit me. How could I have forgotten that fucking moment? Because that was days of laughter.
Well, I think we just
all
did
the different ways.
I think we just did I think we just started the cold open with that song, and then you plugging the next time we're going to do this with the new list.
Okay, there we go. But
Good
no,
job.
as far as
Look
what
at
I
that.
got,
Look, we actually had an open with music. People are going to love it.
that's gonna be your theme song from now on. Oh yeah.
It could be. No, that's Hall & Oates. That is actually not the reporter.
Yeah, that is not. In fact, I've got my on my TV screen. I've got Twitter up, and I've got that video where Austin just answered to you. So that video's.
Oh, it's so good. Like every time I watch it, I just start laughing. All right.
Standing by.
What?
I just played that clip and I just started laughing. Andrew Mitchell standing by.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is how quickly he knew it was Hall & Oates.
Well, I like the
And
second.
why that's funny, I don't know.
No, the second time around, it's the best because he's like, once again, that was
Once
Hall &
again,
Oates.
Hall & Oates.
All right.
Oh shit! We're getting off to a bang start.
Hey.
I've already laughed on that, so.
Did you see what Jay
Okay.
Moore just tweeted at us?
Oh no!
Well, I just remembered, Kevin, is that you? Kevin, can you hear me? Aussie put, Kevin, can you hear me? And then Jerry Jones peeking through the glory hole. And then JJ just wrote, nothing will ever top John Gruden. What's going on?
Oh man! I think how many times did they? Somebody tweeted about the glory hole. What's going on? Yeah, that was one that lasted for weeks.
I'm actually. I'll respond to him. Should we join him in?
Tweet to him. We're talking about you right now.
I know. I said Lackey and I are recording a podcast right now and laughing.
That's hilarious.
So,
We're talking
all right.
about
Yeah,
you.
where were we?
Fucking creepers.
Okay, we had a list, and we did a top 10 list, and now we got to finish that list. We are...
Yes, we got to finish.
We're counting down. We did...
It's a moral imperative.
Should I recap what we did? Yeah, I might as well, because if they're just catching on. Hold on. Okay, so we started 10 things you shouldn't do naked. I want to highlight that stir fry was in there, so don't do that. Top 9 cartoon characters of all time. Top 8 music albums of all time, in your opinion. Top 7 movies of all time. Top 6 Al Pacino movies, and I'm getting a lot of people loving Dick Tracy. Top 5 Jay Moore sports moments, and Jay Moore actually just tweeted with his "What's going on?" John Gruden.
What's going on?
So, we now have to finish our list, Mr. Lackey and I. So we got top 4. Well, okay, so 4. I told you to come up with 2 conspiracies,
Right.
that you think are real, and then 2 you think are bonkers shit crazy.
Okay. Okay.
You go first, because you're the guest.
All right. And like I kind of told you afterwards, I don't believe in conspiracy. So,
you cut out what?
I mean, just I'm a natural skeptic, so I'm kind of like, unless something is proven, I love conspiracy theories. Because they're so nut job wacky to me, but I don't have this kind of paranoid, they're keeping aliens from us. If aliens existed, we would know. If ghosts existed, we would know. If Bigfoot was real, we would know.
Yes.
So I don't really, but I did kind of cave a little bit for the purposes of the list.
I believe, ghosts.
Which one do you want first?
I don't understand why we can never get them on TV or never get one camera shot. And you can say those orb things are ghosts. I mean, you can believe what you want, but I want to see a ghost.
You can't. They're not real. They're just not real. They're just not real. I think it was Colin Flynn or some comedian said, if ghosts were real, wouldn't the world just be nothing but ghosts? Yeah. A lot of people die.
Well, I don't even know whose joke it is. I've heard it. Maybe, I don't know where I heard it. I've heard it somewhere where, why don't you ever see a 90s ghost? Why do you always see like the old 1800s ghosts? Like, why don't you see a guy in Zuba's pants like, hey, what's going on? Like
some grunge rocker with
So oh, hey, now that I have you on and we're live and we're probably
you want the one I believe or the crazy ones?
Let's go batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy. I went down this rabbit hole on YouTube not too long ago because I can't believe that there are people dumb enough to believe this.
I bet you and I think. Oh, that's one of mine too. Yeah, flat Earth people are.
Well, then let's talk flat earthers. All you have to do is take one thing, and you can see the curvature of the Earth.
Yep.
And
but they say it's all fake.
Are all celebrities. They've been on planes.
Yep.
Curves in a simple plane ride from, Atlanta to New York.
I know.
So the idea, and there is explanations for everything, is so much more complicated than a sphere rotating around another sphere. It's so complicated if you really go down the rabbit hole in what they think is happening.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Trust me, that was on mine because I don't know, and I really honestly hope that someone listening to this believes in it because I want to know why. Like, I'm very curious. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how you can ever think the Earth is flat.
YouTube, just go down the rabbit hole.
No, I know. I did.
I
stopped. I stopped myself. I hit the tip, and I'm like, nope. It's just absolutely bonkers silly to me. I can't even. But okay, flat Earth. That's a good one. Okay.
I love people that are still out of touch with reality, that they honestly think that this could be a possibility.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay, so we're tied on that one. So, what is your second bonkers shit crazy conspiracy?
And the second one I've kind of really already touched on, kind of under the hunters tag, and that's ghost hunters, squatch hunters, and alien hunters on TV.
Yes.
Because none of those shows have ever shown anything of any them, in their night vision shots where they go, "Did you hear that?" And you're like, "No."
I used to watch them.
Did you see that? And you're like, "No, you don't see anything. You don't hear anything." You would have it.
Yeah.
They would be very rich, probably have a Nobel Prize if they could prove the existence of ghosts, and they'd never become even radically close.
I used to watch them.
Do the hunting, or the people who watch it?
No, I used to watch it just because it was like when it first came out, it was new, and I was like, okay, it's kind of intense, it's kind of scary. I mean, it's like a scary movie, and then you're like, this is really ridiculous. And the only thing I'll admit, I hate those shows, but I do watch. Do you ever watch like The Haunted, where they actually like tell a story, like somebody tells a story about what happened then in a house that they lived in, and they actually like reenact it? I think I think that's okay because it's kind of like a movie, and I know it's not real, but it's just like a silly movie.
No, that stuff really interesting. No, I love a good horror movie or something like that.
Oh, that's true.
I love the idea of the existence of this stuff. And you know me, I'm a big sci-fi nerd.
Yeah, of course.
And a horror nerd and stuff like that. So I love the idea of it, but it's the honest truth is it's just that. So those kind of shows that kind of want to paint something as reality as opposed to as a piece of fiction or something. I see the entertainment value in it. It's not for me.
Yeah, my second. So we tied on the flat Earth, but my second bonkers shit crazy is people that believe that there wasn't a Holocaust.
That is a strange person. Well, I think you can probably draw a few conclusions about that person. Maybe, you know. But I'll kind of touch on this a little bit and kind of why I think that kind of stuff exists. Yeah, that's a when somebody says that, it can mean a lot of different things. It can be kind of you might want to make sure that you know where all the exits are. They might not be the best people in the world to be hanging out with, but yeah, that is a strange one.
I don't know anybody that does it, but I know that same thing like flat earthers. I don't know a person who is like that, but I know that there are a million people out there that think that, which is
Shaquille O'Neal and
no, I'm talking about like the no Holocaust thing. Like I don't get that.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
a creepy.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think is real? Two things that you think that conspiracies that might be real.
Neither of these I necessarily think are real, but I think there's more to the story than we know.
That's what mine is too. So yeah.
So I am not in any way saying.
Oh no.
Anything's real. First of all, the JFK assassination.
Oh, you got mine too. Okay, so we tied on two.
Okay, so I don't think there's any grand conspiracy, you know, like the movie wants to paint out or anything like that. But there is obviously some stuff that the government knows that they never told the public about it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there was somebody on the grassy knoll, or it doesn't necessarily mean that people in the government took part in it or anything like that. But I think in those kind of situations, this ties into my next one, is there are times when the government feels like this is best not out in the public for whatever reason. And I'm not going to pretend like I know what this is or anything like that. But I think that there's always been commission was always a little bit kind of strange and you know, where they weren't disclosing everything. But I don't think there's any like big horrible conspiracy behind it. I think a guy, to go back to one of my favorite movies of all time, Full Metal Jacket, is just got a guy who, you know, all it takes is a Marine and a gun, you know.
True. I totally agree with you, and I think there's more to the story. I don't know if it's the mafia, I don't know, whatever it is, but something was weird and something was fishy with the whole Kennedy family, I think. So I don't know. There's more to the story. So I don't think
but it's probably not. It's not a lot more than we know already.
No,
but it's enough to where it's, you know, there's probably been some aspects of something that's kind of been kept quiet. Is all.
Yeah, and you said this leads to your next one. What's your next one?
I'm going to say the moon landing, but it's not. I'm not joining the flat earthers and saying there was no moon landing. There was a moon landing.
Oh.
And all those videos you see about, people are going, well, look, this, you know, it waved and it shouldn't have done that. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff either. I do think I would not be surprised if they didn't, because there's about some guy who said that they shot something on a soundstage.
Yep, I've heard that one. And I think I've gone down this rabbit hole. So. Yeah. Yeah,
and again, it's not that I think that we ever even saw that backup plan just in case things went horribly wrong. And I don't think we've seen any of it or anything like that, but I think they might have had contingency plans. So in no way am I saying that we landed on the moon. It was a feat of great engineering and human ingenuity and everything, but I think there were probably some things that they did as contingencies that
just to air to air to all the to air to all the people that were watching.
Because I just don't buy conspiracies. I don't buy supernatural stuff. Just the world is what the world is.
I don't know.
It sounds boring, but
no, I can't agree with you. I think that the technology back then, they probably went to the moon. I totally think they went to the moon, but I think as far as the video footage, they might have. I don't know. I think, who knows? But I could see. I guess I'll say this.
I don't even go so far as to say anything we've seen. I can buy the fact that maybe they had somebody on a soundstage just in case. In case they couldn't get footage, because it was very important that we saw that footage.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. To prove to the rest of the world. To prove to the rest of the world, I think they needed some video. Yeah, I agree with that one. I like that one.
But, all right, what's your last?
Mine.
Or you have a crazy one.
No, I did my two crazy. My two crazies were the flat Earth and the no Holocaust, and then my two ones that I think could possibly be true is that I had JFK. But then my second one, and there's a reason behind this, so don't think I'm crazy. I think that these two, I said, you know what, this could be a possibility. So I don't know. I'm just going to say it. Okay. I think, how they always say there might be a group, how they always say there might be like a big group controlling the entire world?
The Illuminati.
Yes.
The New World Order.
Yeah. I think that might, after going down the rabbit hole at the Denver airport, because I've been there a ton, and how creepy the Denver airport is, and how they built all those bunkers underneath the airport for and then supposedly the Queen and all these people, billionaires, bought plots around the Denver airport to fly there in case something happened. I guess maybe my conspiracy is something's going on with the Denver airport more than what we think, because it's the weirdest it's the weirdest airport ever.
I've heard none of that's true, though.
You what?
I've heard none of that's true, though.
Well, it's probably not true. But I've been there, and it's creepy as hell. It's in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains.
It is in the middle of nowhere, that's for sure.
It's just creepy, and I don't know. It's probably, like I said, it's probably not true, like any conspiracy, but for some reason, that one, I think there might be some truth to it. That's just my personal thing, because it's a creepy-ass airport.
Creepy.
So,
it does take. It's like you're driving forever and you're still not close to anything.
No, and you don't know what's buried under there. There could be a whole village under there ready for the end of the world. That's where they're moving. You don't know.
That's where the old people live, and that's where they're going to. The first strike is going to be from the Denver airport.
Yep.
Or the Transformers or something like that.
Yep. Mark Wahlberg is headed to Denver. Oh, there's robots here.
Well, we just got Shia LaBeouf this time,
All right, number 3. This one was tough, and I keep thinking of new ones all the time. So I asked you, what are your 3 top funniest TV shows of all time?
All right.
You want me to go first, or you want? Yeah. What?
You go first.
I'll go first. Okay. I feel like I've changed mine, but I'm just gonna say my original. I got The Office, South Park, and Chappelle Show.
All very strong.
I really want to throw Seinfeld in there, or Family Guy, because every time I watch Family Guy, I giggle like a little kid, and Seinfeld has so many classic lines ever. And now that I've been watching Archer, and more Bob's Burgers, I could probably throw those in there too. But I think The Office I can watch and I laugh every time. South Park I grew up on, it's hilarious. Chappelle Show, for the short run, it was one of the funniest shows ever.
I can't argue with any of those. They're not my 3, but I can't argue with any of those. I think ahead of his time, and if we had social commentary like he did social commentary,
Who?
I think that's what we need.
Wait, what did he say? You kind of cut out there.
He had social commentary now, like his show.
Oh, Chappelle? Oh, yeah.
I think we would be in such better shape because everything's gotten so incredibly PC where you can't talk about anything without people just freaking out and being outraged.
It's awful.
We need a Chappelle. So far ahead of his time.
It's so awful now. You go on Twitter and you're like, are you people serious? Like, there's so much. It's so bad.
I almost just posted the word outrage like 15 times. I just
Do
that.
what?
Just outrage. Social media is exhausting now.
You know, do you follow the comedian Owen Benjamin?
Yeah, you've sent me his links and stuff, and
He tweets a ton, and everything he says, I'm like, wow, it's very dead on, and he's not like PC at all, but he's like, they're just words. Like he always says like, could you imagine if Carlin was around today? Like they're just words. That's all it is. Words.
Right now there's a good backlash to the backlash, and it's good to see people like Benjamin and Joe Rogan, and there's people really speaking out. Yeah, Jay spoke out about it quite a bit. And,
yep.
Seinfeld is, and friendlier than Seinfeld. He's spoken out about the problem on college campuses nowadays and stuff. And it's good to hear that because when you're in the kind of regular world, or not the entertainment world, or not the celebrity world and stuff, sometimes you feel like your voice is kind of. And then you hear somebody like Owen Benjamin or Rogan. Or Jay talk about something where it's like, why are we getting, caught up in this and that, and this and that? My philosophy is everybody just wants to go to work, come home, see the family, go to bed, and wake up and repeat. And all this other nonsense is just getting a little too kind of crazy. It's good to hear. It's good to hear people in that kind of sphere kind of say, hey, wait, let's take a step back and let's talk about this for a second.
I've been trying to take I'm not trying to. This is just how I am. I'm like, I always just want to see both sides of it. I mean, the problem is too many people are like super alt-left crazy or super alt-right crazy, and there's not too many people in the middle. It's like, I think you need to be in the middle to...
There's plenty of people in the middle. The problem is that they're not the ones with voices.
Yeah, that's true. They're not the ones talking because they just started living their lives.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is most people are somewhere.
That's
now,
true.
It might be closer to alt-left or it might be closer to alt-right, but there's somewhere in between where they can see both sides to an argument, or they can, hey, I'm really conservative when it comes to this, but I'm also very liberal when it comes to that. But I think most people, it's a bell curve, and I think most people fit, in that big section of the bell. And the problem is the loudest people are on the edges.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that, and that's what
and there's some loud ones, from very
we were talking about
celebrities.
We were talking about funny TV shows. Let's stop talking about what we're talking about now.
Okay. Yeah, this one could go. How
did we get down that track? Okay, Chappelle. Okay, sorry.
Chappelle show, but how ahead of its time it was, and that kind of got us going down that tangent.
It should be back on and be hilarious. Yes. All right, your 3 funniest TV shows of all time. Go.
First one is Seinfeld. Didn't think twice about this, and
yep.
The aspect of Seinfeld specifically are the dark moments in it, because that show did stuff that, again, oddly enough, it was certain terms very tame, but in other terms there's stuff they did you could not do today.
Yeah. Oh no, it's my number 4. There was other shows that I thought were funnier to me, but like I said, Seinfeld is number 4. It's right on the cusp. It should be number 3. It's great. It's a fantastic show. I loved it. I love it.
It's a creature of the '90s, so it's not necessarily. I mean, but it's still good at the moment. I think in context, you had to live them to kind of understand the humor a little bit more so than stuff today. I think there's some aspects to kind of the darkness of friendship.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where it's usually on like TBS or something like that. And
yep.
Or ESPN or or something like that. I'll gravitate towards that for like 30 minutes until something else comes on. So that's always winner. Okay, for number 2, it's a tie, connected, and it's deep, and part of the thick of it, which you've probably heard.
Say that again.
The thick of it.
Okay, and Veep.
And Veep, because the thick is a British show about the inner workings of government, and it starred Peter Capaldi, who's the latest Doctor Who, who's about ready to leave.
You love your British show. You like your BBC, don't you?
I love my British stuff, and the showrunner and creator is the guy who came over here and did Veep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's like The Office. It's kind of the American version of Veep.
Okay, that's it.
But it is.
I will accept the tie.
Because to me it's the same show, because it's essentially just they jump the pond and they did Veep.
Wait, should I go to the judges? Hold on, let's go to the judges.
All right.
On a night with
We're good.
Okay, good. But anyway, if you haven't seen the thick of it, it's on Hulu. All the seasons are on Hulu.
Okay.
And then they did a movie called In the Loop.
Okay.
And if you've ever wanted to, if you can imagine, a Scottish bureaucrat with literally the filthiest mouth you've ever heard in your life that can with like 20 insults per second. It is one of the most brilliant shows in the world, and Veep just carries it on. I mean, basically, her character in Veep is just it's sort of a version of him.
Okay.
And but Veep, I think, the thick of it's on Hulu, and then In the Loop, the movie, is on Netflix. And
In the Loop,
you can kind of watch In the Loop, yeah.
Okay.
And you can kind of watch, even though In the Loop, I think it was kind of like after the show, you can watch it to kind of get an idea what the show's like and go back and watch it. Like there's not a, they kind of swap out some actors for different characters and stuff. So it's the same character, but story that it is kind of thing. But it is so funny. And
I'll probably check it out tonight because I need a new show.
Some of the best filthy humor you'll ever get. And watch it with subtitles because the Scottish accent is good. Every word he does, because he can insult better than anybody. And I'll quit now to that. But
all right, so Veep.
And then my number 3 is Arrested Development.
Oh, see, that was on my. That came up late because I just talked to a buddy about that the other day, and I was like, God, I love that show, and this should be on my list, but it'd be top 5 for sure. But yeah, Arrested Development, fantastic show.
And
have you checked out Ozark yet, or no?
Yes, I watched the first episode and loved it.
Okay,
loved it.
It's good. I'm really in the deep in it. Yeah,
it's Breaking Bad. It's Breaking Bad for money laundering. Basically, is what it is. But I got no problem with that.
No, it's good.
He's fantastic. She's fantastic, and then to find out that he directed that first episode, it's crazy.
Bateman's awesome, and I love the.
That guy's he's so underrated. So underrated.
Bateman's overrated?
Bateman is overrated. I mean, I'm sorry. Why am I saying overrated? He's completely underrated. I'm sorry. I don't know where my brain went for a second.
I was like, whoa, Bateman's great.
No. He is completely underrated, and I will say this. The only reason Arrested Development works is his comic timing is so perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
And you just watch him.
When you said overrated, I was like, I'm coming down to Memphis and we're going to boot. we're gonna do this.
I had a weird ending to my day. So at work, which that we don't have to talk about that, but so my brain is a little semi-scrambled. But he's so underrated, and as a dramatic actor too. I mean, he's just really. It's a shame that he's not. I mean, I think he's like. He should be our Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of every guy who can be funny, but he can also be dramatic.
He should be in more. He should be in more stuff, but I don't know if that's his choice. I don't know. He's awesome.
Yeah, well, he doesn't seem like the type. Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type that's going for all the all the awards and stuff. But he's great. And Arrested Development, so far ahead of its time.
Yep.
I was an early adopter. I actually watched it when it was actually on, and it. God, it's so funny.
You don't have to say much about it. I mean, it's perfect. You don't have to say much.
Everybody knows that, right?
Most people.
The thing that sold it the most had a boat that was called the C word.
Wait, what? You're cutting out.
Oh.
Say it again.
You know how the thing that their boat was the C word. SEA. In the first episode, they said, "What are we going to do about the C word?" And the mom was behind them. He said, "You don't have to talk about me behind us." And the fact that was on network TV and just it went completely by everybody. What was that?
I don't know.
But anyway, I do want to get. I want to give a little mini because he talked about being way ahead of its time. Was Jay Moore's Actions?
Was what?
Was so far ahead of its time.
No, what was? You're cutting out a little bit right now. Say it again. So, what was way far ahead of its time? Arrested Development.
Well, speaking of Arrested Development, I think kind of like a little honorable mention would be Jay's Action.
Oh yeah.
It was one of the first single camera.
Yeah.
And they bleach out all the curse words.
Yep.
Brilliant and shamefully underappreciated.
Oh, there's so many shows.
I know a lot of us fans.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows like that where it's like, what happened? Well, Family Guy was canceled, and then they realized how they screwed up, and then they had to bring it back. And that was like
Futurama went through a couple things like that.
And that was like one of my favorite, funniest episodes is when they quit Family Guy, or they canceled Family Guy, and then Family Guy went to Adult Swim, I think, and then when they came back, like the first episode, they said, "Yeah, it's a good thing we came back because all these other shows," and they listed all the shows that failed when they were gone.
Right.
So,
yeah. The episode.
Yeah, it was like the first episode.
It was like a really, really long, like embarrassing list. Yeah.
All right, so good list. I like it. All right, number 2. We're getting there. If I said if you could replace 2 actors that would change Brokeback Mountain, who would those actors be? Go ahead.
Is it me this time?
Huh?
Me?
Yeah, you start. Yep, I want you to start.
All right. Steve Buscemi?
Who?
Steve Buscemi.
Oh my. Okay. Steve Buscemi. Yes.
And The Rock.
And The Rock.
Yeah.
That's hilarious that you just said that because I picked Steve Buscemi and Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother.
Oh my God.
But wait, my other 2 were Kevin Hart and The Rock. So we kind of were pretty similar.
we were thinking a lot of things.
But when I said, I was like, I got to do Steve Buscemi, and who's the? Oh yeah, Clint Howard, because I think that would be the weirdest spit scene ever.
Honestly, who would want to watch that? Oh my God!
All right. So yeah, we were close on all these. All right, number 1, which I threw on you in the last episode. Right. If you could remake any movie, what would it be?
All right. This is a no-brainer.
And I hope you don't cut out on this. So go ahead.
Okay, it's a no-brainer. And it's going to lead into redoing an entire trilogy.
Whoa.
You can probably guess where I'm going with this. But I would redo The Phantom Menace.
Wow.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Wow.
So that we can completely redo the entire trilogy based on the fact that we've redone The Phantom Menace.
You, sir, went way deeper than I did. Wow. Yeah. No, that.
I mean, we all want the prequels to be good and to be worthy of Star Wars. And I think going into it, we all kind of had an idea in our head what it was going to be based on what they said in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And you get to this little fucking annoying kid. Sorry, Jake Lloyd.
Oh, he sucks. No, I get it.
But
I don't think he'll listen.
But it's not even. I don't think it's necessarily his fault because nobody gives. I don't give a shit about Darth Vader when he was a kid.
Yeah.
C-3PO. And what trilogy with him as a Padawan? You don't necessarily have to give the story of you can lightly touch on his family and the fact that they might have been slaves or something like that on Tatooine, and just mention the family, but have it start as an adult, or at least a very young adult. And don't necessarily, and of course, get rid of the things ever added into Star Wars, and just have it about a guy who's fighting with both sides.
Yeah.
But he's also very kind of impulsive and anger and prone to anger and stuff like that. And just show the torture of this guy moving over. I don't mind the politics in the movies and such, and I thought the Sidious, Palpatine, I didn't mind even that so much. It's just...
No, that wasn't bad.
It's just... It was... I mean, how can you have a movie with all these Jedi and stuff and it be fucking boring, you know, or just silly? It just, kind of silly and kind of...
No, you don't have to explain it. Everyone knows it was awful. The pod racing was stupid. It was more for kids to try to sell it to the kids to make a video game or whatever it was. No, right. You don't have to explain it was bad. But you
start with him as an older teenager, then it won't be near as creepy. He hooks up with Padme.
Yeah,
it made a whole hell of a lot of sense.
I'm kind of embarrassed because your answer was taken seriously. My answer was more of a money grab, where I think you could make this movie now and make some good money on it, and it would be hilarious.
That's just the angry nerd in me coming out. Somebody has to fix that.
I like your answer, but I was going to say, look who's talking.
All right.
You could make... I mean, think about Look Who's Talking. Bruce Willis was the baby. John Travolta was in it.
Right.
I think you can make any big comedy actor right now and make it pretty hilarious.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean Boss Baby. I mean, like, real babies. And then do the voices of what they're thinking. Like, now how so many parents...
Wait a minute. Boss Baby wasn't a real baby?
It was not.
Oh.
Oh, shoot. Spoiler alert.
No dumb guy.
Spoiler
no dumb guy.
But I also, when I was down that path, I was like, you know what? I really like the movie Universal Soldier. If they remade that, I'd be pretty proud of that.
That's right for a remake, I think, and it could be done well.
Not with Van Damme or Dolph Lundgren. I think you could make it with some crazy, like how they made Judge Dredd over. I think you could make Universal Soldier pretty cool.
Yeah, why not?
All right, we actually knocked it through this list. I think we're good.
Yeah, I knew we were going to be quick with this one.
Well, wait, do you want... I do have some bonus questions.
A bonus question, or do you want to tease into the next list? Or
fine, I have one bonus question, and then we can tease the next list.
Let's bonus, sure. This is off the cuff then, right? Right.
Yeah, this is... You nail this on the fly. You ready?
Okay, all right. Okay.
I've had time to think about it, but you... what is one movie What's one movie everyone loves and you just hate?
Okay, hate.
Well, dislike. You really don't get why everyone loves it.
I'm going to go to my easy. I know I've got a better answer somewhere hidden away, like something that I really, really hate that I don't really get. But I will say the Nolan Batman trilogy. I don't hate it. So it's a little bit. It's a minor cop out. But I think using the word properly this time is extremely overrated. They are good films from a filmmaking standpoint. I think they're shitty Batman movies. I think they're almost closer to Iron Man than they are to Batman. And just because he can,
I know you've had
program and like,
you've had a huge issue with the Nolan Batman. I know.
I don't think Bale is very good as, especially as Bruce Wayne. I don't like their portrayal. No, not necessarily that Bale was bad. I don't like Nolan's portrayal of Bruce Wayne.
You didn't like the Playboy Bruce Wayne, right?
Well, no, I kind of the kind of emo-ish. Now,
Hipster
I'm not saying that Batman
douchebag?
isn't. Not saying that Batman isn't kind of dour by nature. I didn't like the Playboy aspect of it. I appreciated what they were trying to do with that in the sense that it's kind of hiding.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that. Like that's. I just kind of didn't like his take on it. Like it was just kind of some guy just sitting in a chair, kind of. I like Keaton's kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. This guy might be insane twist to it. That is Batman. Batman
Yep.
is. He just does the right thing, and the Joker just does the chaotic thing. I think the Dark Knight in particular. Everybody focuses on how incredible Heath Ledger was as the Joker, and I would give that movie is so watchable. But to me, it's watchable when he's on screen, and the rest of the movie, I think shit.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I kind of agree with that.
The Batman sonar.
I like the Nolan movies.
Batman sonar story is stupid. That's not Batman, and I don't care for any of the movie. Now, Heath Ledger, I can watch. Just cut that movie up to his scenes. It's incredible. It's one for Logan, and Logan's got to sink in a little bit more. Acting in a comic book movie like that.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Logan or the Nolan verse Batman. Or I'm sorry, the Batman, all of those movies. But yeah, you're kind of open my eyes about the Joker one. I mean, it's kind of only cool. It's only really cool and It's only cool and interesting to really watch Heath Ledger be the Joker.
That's phenomenal. I mean, you can't. I mean,
yeah.
But that said, I will admit they are well-made movies. They're beautiful new movies from a cinematography standpoint.
Oh yeah, totally. I agree with that. I like.
And there's to grab onto that is quality. My problem is it's just not a very good Batman movie. Like it relies way too much on tech and gadgets, but his suit is almost too much of an armored suit, and to me it kind of leans into Iron Man a little bit where. He's not. How much of a badass do you have to be if you're completely protected? And that's the whole point of Batman. He's a normal dude that's just wearing this suit, and he's so good at what he does that he can fight off these people who maybe have an advantage over him.
You know,
it's just to me, it's just.
Sorry, I was just saying it's kind of like the new Ben Affleck Batman where. The line from Justice League where they're like, well, what's your superpower? And he's like, I'm rich.
I'm rich, yeah.
Like, it's a perfect line, and it's pretty much what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I dig that. So I don't know. Like, I know what you're saying, but I think I like the whole cinematography, and if it's on, I'll always watch them. So and like
I said, I'll stop and watch them too. Don't get me wrong. But
no, yeah, I get you.
But
you answered the question. But you answered my question. I said, I get it.
And Spider-Man 2, which is also the darling of the nerd community. I don't like Spider-Man 2, but look, that's a whole other story for some other time. But
that's it another time, yeah. I guess my answer for that would be Avatar. I don't get it.
I'm with you on that, though. I completely agree with you. I watched it, remember watching it in theaters, thinking how great that is, and walked out and thought that was a piece of shit, but go on, this is yours.
I got very bored with it. I didn't, maybe because I didn't see it in the theater, I just saw it on a big screen at home, but I was bored. The story wasn't that, I just was kind of like, bleh, that I've seen way better movies. Or way better science fiction movies, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I liked it better when it was called Dances with Wolves.
And I love Dancing with, that movie almost made my top 10 list. I love Dances with Wolves. But Avatar, I don't need to see 4 more of that, which is what they're doing. I really don't.
It is. Talk about the Emperor's New Clothes. Why would anybody want another one of those fucking movies? It is. It is.
Okay.
Because I saw it in the theater.
Maybe I'm not crazy.
And with the 3D, really the only 3D experience I've ever had where I've been like, you had to see that movie in 3D. The problem is the 3D is so good that it takes you a 5-minute walk outside of the movie to realize how terrible it was. And it's unobtainium.
But even 3D movies, like, you lose the fact that it's 3D within 10 minutes of the movie, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I
we agree.
You for your those.
Perfect. All right, let's tease the next list.
Had time, that would have been on my short list because I agree with you. It is shit.
Okay, so then we're done. We're done with the top 10. And now, since we're hitting the 47-ish mark, we're almost going to wrap this one up. I told you...
An hour shorter than the last one.
Well, we only had 4. It was quick, and they were pretty short. So I told you to come up with top 10 lists. So here's what we go.
Right.
So you want me to tease them, and then we'll make this happen again real soon, and because your lists aren't done yet.
Well, you want to just read off the list, or did you want to do the one?
Hold on, I'll just read off the list, and then all right. So 10 songs you are ashamed you actually love.
Okay, and I'm gonna caveat this because I want to make sure I point this out.
Okay.
You cannot explain yourself.
Oh, fine.
So this is literally just reading the list. You cannot explain yourself. You have to wallow in the fact that you like a shitty song.
Fine, but fine. If you can't explain yourself, then I want to add something to it that you actually have to sing or not sing, but you just at least have to say some of the chorus.
Why would you do that?
Fine, I'm going to do it. All right. So 10 songs you're ashamed you actually love, and noted you can't explain anything. You just got to say 10 songs you're ashamed you actually love. All right. 9 best 90s albums. 8
That's going to be good.
8 best 80s music videos, which is your boner time.
That's boner time. All right. Yeah.
7 favorite punk songs, which was very hard for me, but I think I got it.
I'm actually looking at that list right now. That was
hard for me. 6 songs that you loathe, like 6 songs that are absolute garbage piece just crap.
And I think you added. Can we include entire catalogs?
Entire catalogs, yes. Which I could add it. I could tell you one right now. Anyway, so. Then 5 is your top 5 acoustic songs.
Okay.
Number 4 is 4 favorite movie soundtracks, and they cannot be a score. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's too easy to say Star Wars and Jaws and that kind of thing. So these are soundtracks with popular music on there.
Yep. That's what I did.
Baby Driver is a good example of a new movie. It is a movie that, while I don't hate it, I think was a little bit overrated.
I still haven't seen it, so don't say anything. 3 greatest.
It's fun, but it's just good.
3 greatest. 3 greatest concert experiences. 2 bands
not necessarily the concert.
What?
I said not necessarily just the concert, but like the experience, like maybe something happened during the concert or before the concert or that kind of thing. Because that's me.
I think mine are pretty much great concerts and great things happen it was a great experience. So so 3 great concerts or 3 great concert experiences. That's what I wrote down. So that's what it is. Okay.
There you go.
2 bands or 2 solo artists that you want to see collaborate.
I don't even know where I'm at with that.
I got mine. I have a serious one, and I have one that I think would just be fucking hilarious.
That's great.
Because I want to see 82 members on stage at once. All right.
What, Polyphonic Spree and somebody else?
Hey, we'll get to it. And then I have one. So then you said one secret band that you want more people to know, but you really don't want more people to know because they're like your little secret.
Right. You want it to stay yours forever.
And I actually have to write down my other one that I have because I wrote one down, but I want to share 2. But yeah.
All right.
So I think that'll be our next list, and that'll be what we're doing next. So if you like music, make sure you tune into that podcast because we'll be doing that one. That one's going to be a pretty fun one. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. And I think we talked about maybe doing a Spotify playlist.
Do what? Oh, yeah. Oh, and we will do a Spotify playlist for all of our lists. We'll probably just combine them.
That would be awesome. And I guess for albums, you could put like maybe like one song for that album or something.
90 best 90s out. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can do the whole album. I don't know. But,
you can do the whole album. It doesn't really matter. So, yeah. All right. That'll be the next one.